started. Okay. If you didn't drop your intro and you still want to, please do. I want this to be interactive, like cameras on, don't be shy, but totally get it if you're like just coming off of work and you're like, I need a minute to collect myself. We're gonna share my screen now because I just kind of wanna like set the tone for what's gonna happen during this workshop and also give you some background, right? Like I am an ex-consultant, as you will soon find out, which means I freaking love PowerPoints. I think the world just wants to throw them away, but they're super fun. Hi, you made it to Kettlebell Confident. I am so lucky and pumped that you are here. I'm pretty sure we can see the screen now. Like, can I get something in the chat? A yes, a thumbs up, we gotcha. Anything in the chat to let me know that you see the screen. Oh yeah, there's the chat, cool. And it says, yep, we got it, we're great. Thanks, Kenny. All right, so we'll minimize the meeting chat so you can see now. Sweet, awesome. Next slide, please. Sweet, so my name is Nicole and I'm a kettlebell coach. A lot of you probably found me scrolling Instagram or Facebook and got one of those like beautiful little things popping up that said, hey, you wanna come talk about kettlebells for a little bit? So I actually started my fitness journey when I was really young. I was always into fitness. And then I just, boom, I interned in New York City one summer when I was still in college, like super early. I was like a sophomore in college and I found a kettlebell studio, not HIIT, not barbells, kettlebells, which is just kind of like mind blowing for back in like 2012, 2013. And I was hooked immediately because I was always a runner. And so this was the first time that somebody said, you know what, Nicole, I've watched you move for 2 to 3 weeks now, and I know you're stronger than that. And they took my 25-pound kettlebell away. They put a 75-pound kettlebell in front of me and they said, deadlift that. And I said, I can't. And they were like, you can't? I don't want to hear the words out of your mouth anymore. And that's when I realized, number one, ooh, I want to be a coach. Like that was cool. That made me believe in myself. But also, number two, that kettlebells are super, super fun. And they're a great alternative to strength training, right? Like if you want to strength train, or maybe, you moved out of a city or you're not in, a place that has a lot of fitness studios and you want to train from home, kettlebells are going to be it. They're going to be such a fun way to be able to do this from home. So I'm hoping that today is the day that we're able to really help you out and get you some really good kettlebell skills that you can continue to train with. So I do have my kettlebell certification. I have multiple kettlebell certifications. I'm also NASM, which is a personal trainer certified. I've been coaching in New York City and in Colorado when I moved here in person as well as online because I run a kettlebell membership called Bedoya Bells. Bedoya is my last name. Personal-wise, I drink English breakfast tea every morning. It might not sound like a fun fact, but it's a fun fact for me because that's my life every morning and I love it. I worked as a management consultant for 6 years while doing fitness on the side. So like really grinding. I studied finance and marketing and here we are, we're in fitness and that's how life tumbles sometimes. And I love it. I wouldn't have it anymore. I am based out of Colorado, but guess what? We're starting our nomadic journey in August of 2023, my partner and I, who you will see soon, he's going to help us demo some of the movements. So if we move on, oh, nope, not that one. Go back and back. Huh, that's weird. It looks like it's a little out of order. Okay, well, I was asking who you are, but you guys kind of told me already a little bit. So I'm really excited to get to know some of you a little bit more. What kettlebell certifications do you recommend? Sorry, we're just looking at the chat. Strong First and RKC are the two main kettlebell certifications. So if you're interested in getting certified yourself, whether you're just, love kettlebells that much, I've had like past clients do that, or you want to coach them yourself, Strong First, RKC, they're the top two. Yeah, so if you have any other info that you want to give me about yourself, like what you're hoping to get out of today, all that stuff, please do share. Even though we did that in the beginning, we're here to connect. All right, we'll move on to the next slide. Massive congrats to you showing up, taking action. I really want to make the most of our time together. So I want to make it clear that while there's a PowerPoint up right now, later on, I'll be asking for volunteers. And so if you want to take that step outside of your comfort zone and be that person that's like, you know what, if I showed up to the live, I might as well have my swing looked at, or I might as well have my clean looked at. You know, that's going to be where I think the best coaching is going to happen right here. Because guess what? Like that, you have my time. This is basically like a one-on-one, right? Like we had some upwards of like 90 people sign up for this, and yet you guys are the ones that are here. So let's squeeze the value out of that. All right. Cool. So today we're going to talk about kind of some foundational movement, some foundational kettlebell things about tension and core and those sort of things. We'll get into what a hinge is, because the hinge is literally the bread and the butter of kettlebells. You cannot do a kettlebell workout and probably not do a hinge. So if you don't know what that is, we'll talk about it. We're also going to learn the clean. The clean is a movement to get into the racked position where your elbow's nice and in and tight. And that's going to be important because we use that clean to transition into the overhead press, into swings, and to kind of like layer in multiple movements. Then we'll have the overhead press, and that we're not doing the snatch. I just forgot to delete that. Saturday, but if you did want to do the snatch, we always do the snatch in my membership, and you do get free one-on-one if you do decide to join later. Anyways, Saturday, we're going to have a 60-minute warm-up workout. So if you are like, cool, I have this thing and it's just sitting here and I want to be able to use it really, really well, you'll be able to see what 60 minutes of just like pure kettlebells feels like and looks like. But of course, we have like warm-ups and interval training and core in there. So it's not just like, my objective is never to kill you, just to kill you. Our training should be smart, and that's what you will experience on Saturday if you are free to join. If not, you'll get the recording. So my only objective for today is for you to walk away confidently, able to execute the movements and to understand why you're doing them. So we are really breaking them down ground up. Kettlebells are amazing for versatility, right? They can do conditioning, power, strength. All those three things are different things within the realm of exercise science, and kettlebells can give you all of them. You can kind of use them anywhere. I've had clients in the past in my membership, like literally put like a little kettlebell on their plane when they go to California, across the country to visit their family, or I've had them just kind of like walk into a random Target and just buy a kettlebell and be like, cool, we can use this anywhere. We can take it outside to the park. They're skills-based. Okay, so skills-based is really important. You're not just going to pick up a kettlebell and innately know how to swing or how to clean this. Wouldn't that be so nice? But it is a skill, just like I'm not going to pick up a barbell and all of a sudden be like, okay, how do I do this so that my wrists don't hurt? We want to keep you injury-free. We want to keep you safe, and kettlebells are a really great tool to do that. For example, a common complaint about kettlebells is that people have lower back pain when they use kettlebells. However, it is an amazing tool to build your entire core canister, which is the front of your core, the side, and those back muscles. So all this entire little round cylinder of your core. And that's why it's used in a lot of rehab and prehab settings. And last but not least, they're just really, really fun. They're so fun. This is a little bit detailed, but it's to show you that we really, you know, a lot of people are like, get strong. And that's how fitness people will market, right? They'll be like, oh yeah, get strong, get lean, get sexy, blah. But if we really expand and look at the whole spectrum of what we say when we say we want to be athletic, we're talking about a couple of things, and we have to progressively, like step by step, build those. So we really want a strong core, because your core is going to transfer your power, your strength from your upper body to your lower body. That's its function, really, and to stabilize your spine. Then we want stability, right? Can I stand on one foot and like rub my belly, touch my nose, that sort of thing? But it's going to be important when we get into like phase 5 with power, because if we don't have stability and we go to do a snatch, we're falling over. Then we also want mobility, right? Because I cannot squat ass to grass if I don't have good ankle mobility or if my knee hurts me. So we want to keep our joints healthy as we're moving. Then we have strength, the most talked about, which is really picking up some iron and putting it down and lifting heavy and building some muscle mass, because that tone look that so many people are going for is really building lean muscle. It's just building muscle, putting that on. And last is power, which is our explosiveness, right? And all mixed into that, we also want cardiovascular health, and we want to be having fun. We don't want to think about this. We just want to have fun, right? So this is the foundation that we'll be laying, and it's the one that I try to make sure we layer in and layer in and layer in, and all the workouts that I give that I'll be giving you Saturday and in my membership. All right. So what is the similarity between all of these movements? We have a deadlift. we have a clean, we have a swing, we have a snatch. If you want to drop it in the chat, if you think you know like what's the same throughout these, I think it's pretty obvious. It's hard to put into words maybe. Let's look at the chat. Squatting, hinging. Okay, hinging, yes. So squatting, I'm so glad you said that because there's a difference between the squat and the hinge, and we will talk about what all those are. But yeah, they do look like squats. There's a lot of deep knee flexion in these, and we'll talk about why, because it's like the first rep of, oh, she meant hinging. Yes, girl. It's okay. My clients do that all the time. They'll come at 6 p.m. exhausted after work, and they'll be like, are we doing lunges? And they're like, I know it's a squat, Nicole. I know, or I know it's a hinge. All right, next slide. Dun, 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 dun. These are all hinges. So those little slices of that blue kind of shows you, even though it might be a little deep, like the shoulders are still above the chest and the hips are being pushed back. So you'll see that all in action happening today. Okay, moving on. The hinge is one of the main movement patterns in kettlebells. When you're at the bottom of the hinge, it shouldn't matter what move is called out. You can get to the next movement. So in every single one of those photos that I just showed you, my thumb is back. It's really high into the crotch. And if I called out clean, I'd be able to clean. Swing, I'd be able to swing. Snatch, I'd be able to snatch. All righty. Bear with me. I know it's a lot of PowerPoint. I swear to you, we're going to get to the floor work. But there's a couple more key kettlebell themes. And this is ballistic versus grind movements. So a ballistic movement is what it sounds like. It's fast and it's explosive. It's pretty much what you usually see, right? You're usually seeing a kettlebell swing, or it's what people have done most common in a workout class. So you're thinking about that kettlebell swing, and that's going to be super, super like instantaneous. You're going to generate and absorb power. So when you snap your hips forward in a kettlebell swing, you're generating power. When you let gravity take the bell back down and you're back into that nice little hinge position, you're absorbing power. It's instantaneous contraction. So we'll talk more about this because this is called tension or creating tension. But at the top of the swing, it is like a plank. Everything is squeezed. You have one photo finish moment where like your core is squeezed, your glutes are squeezed, your quads are squeezed, you're like fully contracted, and then you relax on the way back down. Breathing is going to be part of tension creation in kettlebells. And when we do ballistics, that breathing happens quickly. So you can almost always count on when your hips are snapping, you are exhaling. Hip snapping, exhaling. Like we will come back to that over and over and over again so you won't forget it. But on that kettlebell swing, when you hike back, you're going to really fast. You're going to have that sharp exhale. And it is kind of like a then, I know that's annoying to do in the mic. Then we're going to have a good cardiovascular challenge, right? Because you have to maintain your form as you're doing these super high impact, powerful movements, swings, cleans, and snatches, ballistic movements. Then we have your Eeyores of the group, if you will, your grinds. They are slow, they are controlled. And so the breathing for this is prolonged, right? So the breathing in ballistics was the breathing for a grind movement is going to be slower. It's going to be like a and you're drawing it out for the entire portion of the movement. So the perfect example of this will be our overhead presses today. When it's down in the rack position, you're relaxed. And then as you go overhead, this entire portion where you're pushing up is called your sticky point. So you are going to be squeezing your core and your opposite fist that entire time and keeping tension for a longer period of time until you get to the top, and then you relax on the way down. So this is going to be a really important concept, ballistic versus grinds, how long you hold that tension, how fast you breathe. All right, cool. We'll get to it. It'll if you're a visual learner, you'll see. All right, okay. We just talked about this, ballistics. You're nice and loose on the way down. You're tight as you can be on the way up. Next one. And then this is your grind. You're loose at the bottom. You have a long drawn out exhale on the way up. You're loose on the way down. And that is the end of the slides. Yay, no more slides. You did it. We made it past the PowerPoint presentation. Are we ready to get into some movement? I think so. Yeah, cool. Thanks, guys. All right, let's get started then. We are going to start with, well, let me just give you an overview. We have deadlifts, cleans, swings, and overhead presses. For each movement, I'm gonna have my partner Benji come in and he's gonna show you what the movement is, right? I gotta talk, I'm the vocal cords of this operation. So he's gonna show you what the movement is, and then we're gonna break it down. I'm gonna show you exactly step-by-step how to set it up and execute that movement. And then after we set it up and execute it, I'm gonna show you common things that go wrong. You can do what you want. You can follow along, you can sit and watch, but once we get past that what goes wrong phase, I'm gonna be turning to you and I'm gonna say, hey, do I have any volunteers? Is anybody brave enough? Do they wanna do a couple reps for the group? Because that's the best way to learn. Scariest way to learn, also the best way to learn, right? Rejection therapy. All right, guys, let's go. Come on in, Benji. And the crowd goes wild. I just imagine like a big applause over this. Yeah, Joshua's got you. He's got you. Yeah, man. Represent. We got some new swag in. Do you like my shirt? Bedoya bells. Yeah, he's my model. All right, so first thing we need to know for the deadlift is that a deadlift is not a squat, right? So we're gonna start with body weight. And if you go into a squat, so Benji, troop sideways. Yeah, I'm bossy. Squat, 90-degree angle at the hips, right? Chest is high, right? 90-degree angle at the hips, or at the knees, sorry. 90-degree angle at the knees. With a hinge, there's a slight bend in the knees, but it's like somebody's behind you and pulling your hips back. So they're moving back in space and then your glutes are coming up, right? So moving back in space, pause there. So this is your athletic hinge position. Your chest is still higher than your hip. Your chest is higher than your hips and your hips are higher than your knees. So that's your hinge. If he was in a squat, the hips and the knees would be much closer. He would be much, 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 much lower, right? That makes sense to us. Cool. So it's like a little string is pulling you, or if you have a wall, you kind of want to like reach towards that wall with your booty and then be like, oh, okay, cool. Now, a couple things before you even touch a bell usually go wrong in the hinge. And so we're just going to talk about that right now. And that's kind of like arcing your back, right? So I want you to always think about creating tension throughout your, what we call the core canister. Big exhale, shh, and pushing your rib cage and your pelvis together, right? And that, when we go back into the hinge, is what we want to maintain. So he's got a nice flat back, but his core is also engaged, yeah? Because what's going to happen if we don't do that, and I say, go ahead and reach towards the wall, is he's going to have what a lot of people online call like a little stripper's booty or a little dip in the back. He can't even do it. We practice this, okay? It's going to look like this, and this is going to hurt your back a lot if it's weighted and loaded. So you want to think rib cage and pelvis together, and you saw that immediately, right? That changed things. So we don't want to round, and we don't want to pop. We want to be neutral and try to maintain that neutral spine throughout the movement. We're understanding, yeah? We're trying, we're testing. Thank you for the head nods. They're very, very helpful. Cool. So the next thing that we want to do is start to get ready with our kettlebell. So this is where I'm going to walk you through exactly how to set up. So back up a little, ready? He's ready to set up. He's going to take a step towards the kettlebell, and we want to have the arcs of the feet aligned with the kettlebell. So the kettlebell is not starting out here, right? It's starting right between his feet. He's going to have his hips shoulder width apart, and everything happens from the ground up. So he wants to make sure that his big toe, little toe, and heel are all firmly planted on the ground, which is why he did that little like dun, 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 dun. Next up, he's going to go ahead. This is the only time it's going to look a little bit more squatty. He's going to reach down and grab the bell. Go ahead and show them where you grab the bell on the handles. Stand up. Yeah. So if we walk towards the thing, you can see that his grip on the bell is sort of at the top here, right? It's like he's not on the corners. That would be a little awkward. He's at the top there, and that's how he picked up the bell. Now, stay here. The most important thing is that he has a good grip on this bell. So you, like a twig, you want to think about snapping a twig in half. And if you snap that twig in half, all of a sudden he has nice tight shoulders here, right? And that is because when people say, engage your lats, this is what they're talking about, this area here. So instead of hunched over, we've got nice, tight, engaged lats. We're not, like overly engaging, but we got just like a little, okay, cool, let's reverse sitting at the desk for all those hours, yeah? All right, step on back. So now that he has shoulder width apart, feet planted, and lats packed, he's ready to initiate his hinge. So he'll get that little soft bend in the knees, and then he wants to think about his glutes going back in space. And when they can't go back anymore, he's gonna come up and squeeze his glutes. So what he's doing when he comes, well, first let's talk about the going down part. When he's going down, watch, see, this is really staying right between his legs. There's no point where this is out here swinging around, because that's gonna put a lot of strain on his back. So we're really close to the legs. We're trying to like skim those shins a little bit. Good. And then when he's going down, his goal is not to touch the floor ever. He's actually stopping literally like right below the knees or like right here on the shins, because his hips can't go back anymore. So if you were to keep reaching, now this is all coming from his back. Do you see how his chest fell, but his hips didn't go back anymore? So that's the end of your hinge, when your hips can't go back anymore. Good. Awesome. Was that clear? Let me know if you have any questions on that part. If not, thumbs up. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. So now he has that down part. His hips are moving back. He should be feeling it a little bit in the hamstrings and the glutes. Pause. To come back up, the power is coming from his feet and skyrocketing into his hips. So his arms aren't doing anything. You want to think of like an arrow, vertical force straight through the ground. Then exhale, squeeze the glutes at the top. Perfect. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, Joshua. Yeah, Sonja, that looks so good. I love this. Good. Give me one more rep, Benji. Let's do it with him. I think it looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Yes. Awesome. Cool. That is going to be your kettlebell deadlift. Now let's talk about what goes wrong. You want to get a lighter bell, honey? Yeah. I have him doing a lot of reps, so we need a lighter bell. Let's talk about what goes wrong before I ask for some demos in here. So the first thing that can go wrong is you start the bell too far away. We already said that, right? So if he's starting the bell from here and he's reaching, look at this lat pack. There is no lat pack, right? Because the bell's too far away. So you really would, how do we fix this? We drag the bell underneath. Yeah? Perfect. Number two, actually, let's make this a little interactive. Let's see if they can get it. Okay? Let's see some bad form. Get your fire fingers ready to type in the chat. Go ahead, Benji. Go get some reps. All right, what's he doing here? That is incorrect. Touching the floor, hands too far out, full squat. Awesome. So you're all right in a way, but I think Kay nailed the reason why the best, right? Like that was a full ass squat. That's why he had 90 degrees of knee flexion and his hips were not moving back at all. That's why he was touching the floor. And honestly, it's just the mobility was why the bell was too far out. Awesome. So let's try it. Let's try another one. Okay, here we go. He's getting set up. He's setting up. He's ready. Okay, do another one. What is he doing here that's incorrect? No, the back bend. I know. Thank you, Kay. He tried so hard. Do you guys hear that? Like in my head, I was like, bounce, chickle, wow, wow. That's what I heard when he did that. Yes, it's the arc, Kenny. Good. Cool. We have one more. This one we didn't talk about. So if somebody does get it, he did do it on the last one too. I would be impressed. You probably could hear that. Sorry if you could hear that. I don't want to spoil the fun. All right, so here we go. Kay's crushing it. If this was Jeopardy, she would be winning $1 million. All right, y'all, what is Benji doing wrong here? I think he's trying to make it obvious, but he has such good form otherwise. Okay, relax. You're gonna hurt yourself. I don't know. I think we might have stumped them. Even Kay's hesitating. Okay. So this one was cranking the neck. So as you get heavier and heavier with your load, and as we get older, like the neck starts hurting and we have a lot of tension here, right? So if we are lifting a load and we're like this with our neck, it's probably being really smushed up here and we have load under it. So you want to tuck the chin. And I always say like, it's a neutral spine, right? So we're not like, you know, over here, but you just have your gaze slightly towards the floor. You want to be maintaining that as you're doing your hinge. That makes sense, right? Like now that we see it, cool. That is the deadlift. Would anybody like to volunteer as tribute to do a couple reps? Don't be shy now. Don't get shy. Joshua, yes, and Kay. Okay, we'll get to both of you then. We're going to start with you, Josh. I'm going to add a pin to you. So now we should both be showing for everybody, I think. Yes or no? No. Okay. I'm going to spotlight you then. Now we can see Joshua, yeah? Fuck yeah. Cool. You don't need to see me. Hi. I like your little home gym you got going on there. You can unmute if you want to as well. Make it easier.
Hey, yeah. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, I love my little gym.
Can't hear you. Is that just me? Oh, it is just, wait, the volume.
I can hear, we can hear you, Josh. Can you hear me?
I know how to do that.
Yeah, I can hear you too.
Okay, I think
now? Can you talk now?
Just Nicole. Nicole, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can't hear you. 1 second. I got you. Cool. Sorry.
You got it?
Part of the French. We're good.
Okay.
Hell yeah, let's get it. All right, so I'm not going to say anything. I want everybody's eyes on him. We'll all try to give him a little feedback or a little praise. We'll see. Good. Nice. Give me about 3 more reps here.
Got it.
Nice, good. Yay. Good job. All right, friends. Oh my God. That was really good. Okay, does anybody have feedback for Joshua?
He's obviously done it before.
Not his first rodeo.
Yeah, guilty.
Yeah, it looked good.
Anybody else? Don't be shy, guys. Got to get that eye. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so setup, great, right between your feet. Hinge, amazing, right? I think the only thing we might be able to do is, well, actually, where were you feeling that? You're on mute. But were you feeling that in your body, in your muscles?
Yeah, I felt it primarily on my glutes and hamstrings and on top of my core.
Amazing, cool. The only thing I noticed is that possibly you could keep the belt closer to your legs. That's about it, really.
Keep it closer?
Yeah, and it could have been my angle, but I thought it was like a little bit out in front.
Okay, let's can I do 2 more?
Yeah, go for it. Do like 5 more.
All right.
Good.
So closer.
Yep. As you're going down, keep it close.
Okay.
Yes, there you go. And then I want you to like really exhale and squeeze the glutes at the top. So just focus on your exhale and squeezing the glutes. Yes. Nice. Okay, one more thing. All right, so what you're doing, this is advanced, but you are pretty advanced, so we're going to give it to you, is a traditional deadlift, right? What I want to see is called a Romanian deadlift. So that is going to be a little bit more straight in the legs, right? Because right now we are going pretty low. So go ahead and grab the kettlebell, yeah? And then I want you to think about keeping your knees almost like as straight as you can when you're at the top. Yeah, so go ahead and come up. And then narrow your stance just a little bit. Is that shoulder width? I think it's a little wider than shoulder width. So narrow, 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 yep. And then go, yeah, there. And then go ahead and shoot those hips back. Try not to bend your knees too much. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Ho, 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 ho. Yes, a little different. We feel that in the, and up, 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 up. Because now you're stealing from, so I don't want you touching the floor. Yeah. Go ahead. Good, good, good. Good, 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 good. And done. Come up. Little different. Yeah, so that's the
Yeah.
Romanian deadlift, and that's usually what we see in kettlebells the most, is like right to the shins, a little straighter in the knee, shooting the hips back.
Yeah, I love that. I felt it. I'm not sure if this is correct. Maybe you could tell me more of my outer glutes.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is a little bit more glute, hammy and glute targeted. So that will target your glutes. The one you were doing is slightly more quad. Makes
So
sense?
more quad. No. Yeah. Why more quad?
Just because you have a deeper knee bend. So it's not like you're working the quad. It's just like the knees are activating more. So it's like that secondary muscle.
Got it. Yes. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kay, you want to go? Let's do it. Yeah, we got to angle down. Down.
I don't think that's
Can we
gonna
go
work.
Yes.
Oh gosh, I don't know what's gonna work.
It's working.
Okay.
We just need to be able to take a couple steps back. So I want to be able to see the kettlebell. More. Take a big step back. There you go, right there. That's good. Sorry, that was like a lot, a lot of steps back. Wow, yep, good. Good, nice. Awesome. Close to the body. Yeah. And snap those hips up, right? So I love the down, but then we want to really power up through the hips and through the feet when we're coming back up. And you can widen those feet a little bit more how you had them originally. Good, yep. I love it. Exhale on the way up. Good. Yes. All right, Kay. Thank you. Any notes, any comments? I think Kay did an outstanding job. Benji's clapping for you too. Let's give Kay some love or some feedback. Love and feedback, love or feedback.
Yeah, you're rocking this, Kay, aren't you? Yeah. Good job.
Thank you.
That was awesome. What'd you say, Kay? Oh, there's a chat. Okay. I think that's old, Benji. Yeah, that's old. It's okay. I thought that Benji had a feedback note for you. And I was like, if I don't have a feedback note for you, Benji probably shouldn't. So great work. All right, we're going to replace my spotlight. Cool. I love that. Let's go ahead and we're all semi-comfortable with the deadlift. Yeah. Sonja, what was that? You want to look at yours?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
quickly.
Okay, you're up, girl.
Really quickly, because I want to make sure I got it right.
Okay. Kenny said, yeah, he's good. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Can you take a step closer to your door so that we can slide the kettlebell with you? I want to be able to see your feet.
Oh, you want this?
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah, better.
All right.
I think we'll be good here. Nice.
That's what I've got for you. Is that right?
Okay, cool. I want you to put the camera a little bit more up now. That was good. That was really good. Now I want to see the top as well so I can see what your arms are doing. Yeah, there. Perfect. Look at everybody. Everybody's got that good critical eye. Two. Good. No worries, Kenny. We appreciate it. We appreciate you being here.
There you go.
Thank you. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's
Is that
hot,
right? Is that good?
That is good. I'm going to ask the peanut gallery first. Let's see. Who's got feedback? Anybody got feedback for our girl? She's been everybody's biggest cheerleader. You see something, say something. Cool. I don't know, Joshua. I feel like you got something on your mind.
I feel like I could give bad advice if I don't see it one more time. So if you want to do it one more time.
Really? I don't
Yes,
want to
do it one more time.
Really?
Yes. You're a star.
Okay.
That's what we're here for, friends. You
Very
gotta
quickly.
take what you need from it.
Like this? And then...
Good. Nice.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, relax. I have two things. Let's see if anybody else has them.
At the beginning, I feel like if you could push your hips even further back, if that's possible.
Okay.
Yeah, because yeah, I thought I saw, and maybe also it is the lats, where I did see a forward rounding of your shoulders. So maybe squeezing your lats together, which is that that motion that they were talking about before.
Yes.
Like the twig.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you.
Spend
So
too
it
much
is,
time
it
at the
is your
desk.
setup. So go ahead and get the bell again, and let's try the setup, because this is what I saw too. So you're starting over it, yep, and you're leaning down to get the bell. And before you go anywhere, I want you to pause, like before you even lift the bell up. Good. So right here is what we were talking about. And before we saw your shoulders rounded. Yeah. So you really want to, you can even like lower the glutes a little bit more. Yep. And then snap the bell in half. So pretend like it's a twig and you want to break it. You're really trying to like break it in half. Yeah. Good. That's what we're talking about right there.
Here.
You felt it.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Good. So stay where you are, because Kay had one comment, and that's the second thing that I saw. You guys are nailing this. So you're going to come on up. And as you come down, I want you to try to like keep the bell like in between your knees, basically. Yeah. As close to your body as you can get it. And then come back up. Yes. Bring it on down. Stop when your hips stop going right there, and bring it on up. Good. Oh my God. This is so good.
But
Right
that's
there,
much better.
and bring it up.
I can feel that differently.
Oh my, I'm so happy. This looks good. I'm so glad we took the time to go over your deadlift.
I appreciate you taking the time to check that. Thank you.
That is step number 1 right there. You guys are crushing it. Good. This is a good little feedback loop we got going. Get all the shyness out now. And now you just get to shine like the bright stars you are. So shall we move on to the clean? I think we're ready. So Benji's ready. The kettlebell clean. We're going to start with the end position, which is the racked position, and the thing that we see kind of messed up the most. Okay, so go ahead and bring that into the racked position. Don't even worry about the clean. Cool. So bring it on in closer, closer, closer to the screen. Down here. Maybe get kneeling. Yeah. So the thing that we want to see with the clean is the elbow is close to the body, right? So a lot of times we see the elbow up here. You want to be here. Or we see it bicep shelved, which is like when people do overhead presses and stuff and they just leave it here because they're just like, oh, it's heavy. I don't want to do full range of motion. I always want that kettlebell to come back in, right? The other thing we see is this wrist. So right now, if he were to just lift his fingers up, it's knuckles and fingers, right? So his knuckles are towards the sky, and he's kind of like has his thumbs towards his collarbone, honestly. A little too far in right here, but yeah, there you go. So palms face each other and thumbs towards the collarbone, elbows tucked in. Sometimes it might look like this. That's okay if it's a little bit out, right? The next thing is that the wrist often will be like this, right? So the wrist will fall out, and that's going to be really painful on your wrist. It puts all the pressure here. So you want to do like a slight in pronation, right? It's not a lot. It's not like I'm like pointing my wrist towards me. My palms are still facing each other, but it's just not, this would be out, this would be neutral, and this would be slightly in. And it's just got that tiny little like, ooh, we got a good grip here. We got a light turn in. All right. Now, the important part is where he's holding it. So show them where you're holding it. Yeah. So I'm going to hold the bell for you so it isn't so heavy. It's across his palm. So he is the side closest to him, the bell side closest to him, right? The top part is his palm, and then it goes across his palm right here. Yeah. And it's sitting comfortably. I know that's the key word, right? Comfortably on his little forearm area, probably where the bone isn't, you know? You want to get it nice and comfy. I have a place right in here where it always sits. Yeah. So right there. And then, you know, it's where it rests is going to be between that forearm and bicep. It's not necessarily like you're resting it here. That's just where the bell sits. You almost never feel that. You'll feel all of it in your wrists. So that is your racked position right there. Okay? Cool. We're gonna do that over and over again, so you'll have a lot of chances to show me it. But first I wanna demo what we call the dead clean. So the dead clean is gonna, just like the deadlift, well, show them like 2 or 3 reps of the dead clean first. Yeah, breath and everything. Nice. Good, last one. Awesome. Oh no, we're blurry. We're beautiful but blurry. 1 second, my friends. Okay, we're back. So bell, now let's just go through the demo, right? Stomp the feet, bell starts in the middle. Bell should be horizontal, not vertical. Yep, we want to start it kind of in between the arcs of the feet as well. Yeah, so again, between the arcs of the feet. When we have our hand on the handle and we go down to touch this bell, it's going to be closer to the inside where we grab. So he's going to grab right here so that when he goes to rotate into his palm, it's ready, right? Because we said that this top part is there. So I'm not on this corner because that would be awkward. I'm right before the corner with my grip towards the inside of the bell and towards the inside of my body. So that's where I'm holding it before we go into the dead clean. All right, I think that's pretty key right there. So he's gonna kind of like squat down, proud chest, right? Get ready to go. So go ahead. And he's gonna square off his shoulders, right? And square off his hips. And he wants to do a little like turn sideways. A little like bounce, right? He wants to make sure the weight is in his heels and in his glutes, right? And then he's gonna fire up through his legs, through his hips. He's going to pull his elbow back, and that's what's going to get the bell into the racked position. All right, so go ahead and do 2 more. Elbow pulls back, and his hand spears through. So it's elbow back, hand spears through. Elbow back, hand spears through. Whoop. Good. So let's break this down because I see some of you doing this step by step now. So these are going to be your 3 drills to build up to the clean. So the first one is going to be the single arm deadlift. So he's going to stomp his feet, get his hands, and you are too, on the side of your bell and just deadlift it. So just come up. Well, it's kind of more like deadlift squatish, right? All the way down, all the way up. Down, up. So what this is teaching you is that a clean is not an arm movement. A clean is still a hip-driven movement. It's still a hinge-based movement. All right, so now you got those snappy hips and snappy glutes going. You're gonna do what we call a gunslinger, all right? Which is just zipping the elbow back, and with your palm, you're gonna catch the bell. So you're here, and now you're here. Turn sideways for them. So from the middle, here, pause there. Get a little closer so they can see the end position. So all he did was pull his elbow back in space. And then at the top, after he drew his elbow back, he made sure that his other hand was there to catch the bell, right? So 90 degrees, pull it back. The reason for this is because in a kettlebell clean, you always want to pull your elbows back before getting that bell under you and spearing so that you don't flip the bell over. So if I were to show you a really bad rep of this, it would be elbow up and around, right? Elbow up and around. If our elbow comes up and down like a little flappy chicken wing, this bell is always going to plop, flop. But if it comes back and stays close to my body, super close to my body, it's going to have a chance to be really smooth and land softly against my palm. So that's why we do that second drill, elbow back. Now we're going to do elbow back and rotate, right? So elbow back, and then you're going to gently rotate the bell over your wrist. Yeah. Good. So let's get closer to them so they can see that part, right? So elbow back. Boom. Slow it down. You want a loose grip, loose grip, loose grip. Yeah, show your fingertips. And then you're in that nice racked position. So I'll show you as well, right? We're here. We're going to allow our fingers to be a little looser and just rotate up into that cross diagonal palm we talked about. Because, right, your grip right now is here. It is like a death grip. It is holding. But I want to loosen that grip so that I can go from my fingertips, right? We're at my fingertips with this bell. we are not at the cross of my palm where I want to be. And we're going to spear through to let that bell slide down into that nice diagonal, right? So when I'm pulling for the deadlift, I'm here. When I'm cleaning, I'm starting that rotation as I pull my elbow back so I can spear my fingertips through and find that diagonal that we talked about, right? So deadlift, gunslinger, fingertips are still at the bottom of the spell, right? So bell's still at the bottom of the fingertips. Boom. And then you put it together and you let this bell rotate across the palm. That's the most important part, right? And then we're just going to go ahead and hold it there. Yeah. So that on the way down, you would do the same thing. You would let that bell start to fall back towards the fingertips. Fingertips, palm. Fingertips, palm. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and go through that drill. Let's do it just like 3 times all together. So find your kettlebell. Let's go, Benji. We'll all do it together. We got a dead lift, back down. Gunslinger, back down. And then gunslinger, rotate the bell, racked position. Good. If we're here, we want to be in. Yeah, nice, Joshua. All right. Again, deadlift, gunslinger, elbow back, gunslinger, rotate. Yes. Oh my God, we're starting to get the hang of it, yeah? Cool. Let's do the other side, just when we thought we had it. So now we're still towards the inside. So if it's my left hand, I'm in towards the right. Deadlift. Gunslinger, elbow back. Gunslinger, rotate. Hey, get in the hang of it. We could wave at somebody and then bring it back in. Good, one more time on this side. Deadlift, bam, and bam, slide. That's it. Nice. So when we put it together, we just take out all those steps and we go from here, elbow back and up. So we're gonna remove all the unnecessary steps, elbow back and up. We want to think of what we call spearing the hand through the bell. So the line of a kettlebell clean is going to be really close to your body. The swing is out here, right? The snatch is here with like bent elbows. And the clean is the closest to your body. So that means we want to go elbows back, spear the hands. So I'm here. If I was swing cleaning, elbows back, spear the hands. All right? So we don't want to toss our elbows up, right? We want to make sure they always slide back and then we spear. Okay. Do we think that anybody wants to give that a try? Hey. Everybody's like, I don't got this one. Give me like a little wave if you want to try it. Joshua, was that a yes? And so everyone's doing it. Let's just say everyone's doing it. Who do we want to start with? Joshua looks ready to go. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. Here we go.
All right.
All right, everybody, get your eyes ready. Yep.
So tilt my camera or you're fine?
A little more down, maybe, just a little bit. Yeah, and if you want to step back, yeah, there, perfect. Nice turf. Good. And then I'm going to have you actually turn to face the wooden, yeah, the other way actually, if it's your dominant. Yeah, perfect. Because I'm looking for something specifically. You all probably know what it is. It's that elbow back. Here we go. Nice. Yes. Awesome. Good stuff. Nice. Yep. Can you face forward and do 2 more reps for me?
Yeah. Can I do left hand?
Yeah, go for it. Love that. Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Joshua. Thanks for being our first and our brave one. Anybody got feedback for Joshua? I love that. Ready, looking in the chat. Do. Okay. All right. I think Kay's typing, honestly. Holding the fort down here. She's like, I got you. I saw it. We'll see. Sonja's like, I don't know. It looked perfect to me. I feel the wrist was not in the right position. Kay, are you like a teacher or something? You nailing this. Yeah. She's like, I just am a quick study. Cool. So let me go ahead and show you real quick what I mean. So when you ended that movement, everything was really, really sharp, right? So you started correctly, you had really powerful hips on the way up, and you kept your elbow close. The only thing we saw was that this right here, hold on, let me get even closer. When you ended, we were kind of like here, right? We were almost like neutral, and like, I know we said like, keep the grip loose, so the fingertip spear is okay, but we want to be like here. We want to be like tight.
Lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like a little, like a boxer, like,
Yeah.
that's exact. Thank you. Sonja got it. That was the inspiration right there. I'm going to steal that. That will be in all future KBC workshops. Thank you. Like a boxer, just not here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing. If we can get, like, we want to be loose, 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 and then tight at the very last second. So let me spotlight you again so we can see. And you know, guys, this takes time too. You guys are crushing it. Yes. Oh, dang. Oh my God. You're going to knock me out. So good. All right. Round of applause. That felt better?
Yeah, I forgot I was unmuted. Yeah, I fight. I mean, like I play with sporting. You know, it's fun. It's cool. It makes sense.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Next up, Sonja. Woo! It's your turn, girl.
You got this.
You got this. Okay. We need your camera down a little bit and up a little bit. I don't need to see the purple mat. Perfect. Yep. Perfect. There we go. All right. Show us that clean. We're excited. A little wiggle dance to start. Perfect.
Okay, got this.
Good. Give us like 2 more reps here. Nice. Okay. Can you put your camera up a little bit? Because now I want to see the end.
You couldn't see my head, could you?
No. I couldn't. I can see the bottom.
This side. This side. Front on. You go.
And just back up. Yep, perfect. Right there. Awesome. Another wiggle. It's like in basketball when people do free throws and they have like their little, yep. Gotcha. Nice. Okay. So first thing I'm going to say, I'm not even going to ask because I know if people can see it. We're going to start on the floor, right? And then when you grip, you're gripping towards the inside, right? So you were gripping towards the outside. So even further, other way. Yeah. A little less, maybe a tiny bit less than that, but yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So try that. Good. So now we're going to go back and we're going to grip that bell. Pause there. Get your glutes low, 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 low. Like sit down basically. Chest high, glutes low. Yeah. Now you're going to power through those hips and try to think elbow back, spear the hand. Awesome. Feels a little better in the setup, right?
Yeah, get lower basically. Get down.
Yeah. And then at the top, come to the top. What are we seeing there?
Bad ribs.
Is that a boxer?
No.
Yeah, okay. You're the one that made it up.
I know. Because I say, not as I do.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. That looks a lot better.
Thank you.
Yep. And so I would just keep drilling that. And like, you can stop. Like I noticed that we're pounding out reps and that's okay. But also when you're practicing by yourself, like stop at the top, maybe be in front of a mirror and be like, do your little full body scan. Are my glutes squeezed? Are my core squeezed? Is my elbow in? Do I have that little boxer stance with my hands? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I am completely new, so obviously there's a lot to work on.
Nowhere to go but up, baby. Nowhere to go but up. Okay,
Thank
do you
you.
want to do your clean? Yeah, cool. We'll get you some spotlight. Same setup. I love this. This is so fun. Do this all night, baby. But we have 30 more minutes. All right. Yep. So you're going to back way up like you did before. A little more. And good. Right there. Perfect. Cool. Good. Okay. Nice, Kay. You know, I feel like this is what it felt like when I got straight A's in school and my older brother just got like C's. Now I know why he was a little envious. Kay, you're just too good. You're just like A pluses across the board.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You know, this really means a lot to me because I've never been to a kettlebell studio, but
Yeah.
I have done them at home. That's all I did during the pandemic. When everybody came back out super fast. So I practice in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
And that's what helped. So that really means a lot to me. Thank you.
It's paying off. Yeah. See, the tip I gave to practice in front of the mirror, it is not a lie. It helps to film yourself or to have a mirror because you're just like, you think you look like you're Beyonce dancing, and then you realize, you know, we're just a backup dancer. And then we get better and better and better and more confident and more confident. So, and yeah, during the pandemic, kettlebells, they sold out. It was great for my
Now,
business.
I must admit, I switched the kettlebell to a lighter one, though.
Okay, don't worry. We're doing a lot of reps here. I totally get it. I personally did not have many notes for you. Like I would have to just like keep working with you and watch you do your clean more to have notes, but that looked really sharp to me. Good job.
Thank you.
Great job. And also, Kay, one more thing. When I was like first starting out in kettlebell coaching, I doubted myself so much, and I went to workshop after certification, after seminar, thinking, oh, this is about like the big 6 kettlebell moves, but they're going to tell me something different. Or like, I just thought I always must be doing it wrong. And the more I went to, the more I realized I know all of this, you know? So like, it really is just the basic movements, and you do them over and over. And once you got them, you got them, you know, it's like a little tool in your pocket for life. So you go, girl. Very proud of you. Okay. Sonja has to drop, try to catch the rest on replay. Okay, bye girl. We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining. You've been a hoot. We're lucky to have your energy. All right, guys. So we're gonna talk about the swing clean, and then we will do the swing as well. All right, I think that's what we'll have time for. So let's do the swing clean. It's pretty much just like the same thing, racked position. But instead of going from the floor, you are actually going to be going through the back of your legs, all right? So now I want to talk about a major concept in kettlebells. When you're swinging, when you're cleaning, when you're snatching, everybody, it's no pretty way to say it, high in the crotch, okay? I do not want to see a swing down here. I definitely don't want to see a swing below the knees or even at the knees. Every single movement when you're swinging or cleaning or snatching should be thumb back. So even if you're swinging and your palms down, as you come back down, your thumb is going to go to face. Thumb is facing in, and we're going back here. So thumb is really high in the crotch, connected to my rib cage, and that is the motion every single time. All right. And even when I was doing certifications, we'd be doing multiple swings, and there'd be somebody holding like a clipboard or something behind us to make sure every time you heard the sound of it hitting the clipboard. All right. So thumb high in the crotch is something that I say a lot in my classes and in my membership. And it just means make sure you're in that nice athletic hinge position, right? So we're not down here, we're chest high, right? Hips, chest above hips, and we have the thumb back in the crotch so that we can power through almost like a jump squat, right? If you think of that jump squat motion, that's the same type of motion that we're looking for in that hinge position. Okay. Or broad jump motion, I should say. Ready, Benji? Mm-hmm. You're needed again. So you can go ahead and face them this time. Yeah. So get a little closer. Love your head, but they don't need to see it. Perfect. So if you clean it up, hey, you're going to think about just bringing that elbow back and letting gravity let this bell drop. As it drops, you bend your knees, pull and punch. Bend your knees. Yep, elbow back. So you're doing this motion is the same. The elbow back and then spear the hand is the same. The only thing that's changing, and it's close to his chest, right? If I were to stand in front of him, he wouldn't hit me because I know he loves me. Go ahead. Oh, you got to keep it really, really close to the body, right? So hinge back, and that you're hinging back and you're pulling up. You're not letting it come out here just because you got that power from the hinge now, right? It's got to stay close to your body on the way up. So why don't you do some of the same drills we did? So thumb back and then catch it in the gunslinger. See? Controlled. Good. Thumb back, catch in the gunslinger, controlled. You can even see as his thumb goes back, he's coming out from this side. He just hit my hand with the bell, right? Nice and high in the crotch, and then back up. So that is going to be, instead of a dead clean, which is dead momentum, that's why it's called that, from the floor, it's kind of like your regular clean. You wouldn't call it a swing clean, it's just a clean, but you're doing it by hiking it back into the crotch. Okay, let's see it. I'm just gonna jump right in. Joshua, you're first. We're making assumptions now. I know you guys enough. The pleasantries are gone.
I was practicing with the 10-pounder, but I've been doing everything else with the 35.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try with the 35. I feel confident.
Get it. Nice. Good. Clean it up to start. Perfect. Nice. Yes. Good. Nice and high in the crotch, hinge and back. Okay, cool. So here's what I'm going to replace spotlight. Here's what I noticed. What we have for you is a little bit of like a dip, right? It's like a dip and up, a dip and up, which is a little deceiving because you can totally see the bell coming back, right? But it's still a little bit more of like that knee bend, almost like that squatty motion, which works, but I just want to see a little bit more of the hinge. So a little bit more of that, like pull the hips back and let your chest fall. We're here, right? Instead of here. It's not a dip and up. It's really that hinge and up still. Athletic, hinge, bam. I don't know if you can tell the difference. It's very slight, right? This is a dip. This is a hinge. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I get it. I'll try it.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you want to go again?
Yeah, just for a couple more.
Let's do it. Don't be afraid. Get it nice and high. Let the hips swing back. Yeah, that was perfect. Good. It's okay to look silly. It's okay to be wrong. Good. Hinge even more, even more.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Woo. Okay. Yeah. So that's going to be one that will be perfect to like film yourself for. Just to be like, are my hips moving back? Is it close to my body? Just go down that little checklist that we talked about.
Yeah. That the rotation of the finger, like your thumb going forward, helps a lot actually with that movement.
Heck yes, I know, right? It really, really does. Thumb back just lets that rotation feel a little bit more natural. Okay, Kay, I'm coming to you.
Okay.
Let's get it.
It's a completely new move for me, so we'll see. I've done before. All right.
So you can clean it up normally, just get into the racked position, and then we'll start.
Stand over there or farther back?
This is good. Yeah, you're good where you are.
Okay, so clean and then.
Nice. Good. Thumb back. Yep. Yes, there you go. Go, go, go. Nice. Okay. Good stuff. I like it. How'd that feel?
It's different. It's something I haven't tried before. So.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, this is a new move for me.
Heck yeah. Good job.
I swing, but not the swing clean or the clean swing.
Okay. Okay. So For yours, everything looked really sharp. I would just work on your timing. So when you were coming down, right, you were almost like, let's chuck the bell back and our hips back at the same time. I want you to play chicken with your hips. So you want to drop the bell and then like wait a little bit, right? So you're like drop and then hinge at the last second. Does that make sense? Instead of like both like flicking and hinging, you want to kind of just drop the bell by your body, hinge and go, hinge and go. It's very slight, it's very nitpicky, but I think long-term, it's something you'll want to like try to play chicken and then hinge and power up. Good. Yeah, you want to think about letting the weight take you back. So even though we're powering up, right? We're powering up, we're letting gravity take us down. We're not really doing much work. Thumb back. Good.
Okay. Yeah, I will have more practice on that one.
Yeah, you'll get it because you have all the components of the clean. And then when you try to change one thing, the mind just scrambles everything, right? So just keep practicing there. That looks good. All right, y'all. We're in the home stretch. We've spent a lot of time together. We have just a little bit of more time together, and I want to make sure so badly that we get the kettlebell swing in. I think that's probably the crucial one to get in, yeah? If there's anything else that you're like dying to know about, I will stick around after. You have me as long as you want me. So that's cool, but we'll do the swing. I'll give a little closing spiel. And then if you want to stay on for questions after that, feel free to, okay? Cool. This one is a doozy. So you feeling good, Benji? Okay, you're gonna go ahead and demo sideways. Just give me like 8 reps of the kettlebell swing. Good. Benji does Bedoya bells and he's been training with me for like 3 years. So he knows what he's doing by now, I would hope. Good, rest. Okay, you went a little powerful on that one, huh? Okay, nice. So there's your kettlebell swing. Now we'll go ahead and kind of like just go through the demo of how I would set them up, what goes wrong, and we'll do drills to build, okay? So same layout as last time. So first things first, the swing is the only one where the bell starts in front of you, or like a swing clean. So I could clean this bell up and it would be out in front of me, but basically anything with that swing motion, it's gonna start out in front of you, all right? So when you say like how far, usually I like to judge that based on where my lats are, right? And so I'll drag the bell towards me. So there's 2 methods here. The first one is you plant your feet, you reach for the bell, and then obviously his lats are not packed at all. So he's gonna drag that towards him until he feels like he's got that good like lat breakdown. So lats are out here. I'm obviously not stable. I could fall easily. Drag it back, pack the lats, get the weight in the heels and the glutes. Your starting position is gonna be a squatty hinge. So while my hinge is here, right, I'm not gonna start here because this is like very compromising. I'm gonna start nice and low, right? I'm still pushing through my hamstrings. I still have my weight in my heels, but now I have the power. Now, if I went to push him over, he's not going anywhere. But if he was in that initial setup out here and he had to lift his hamstrings to get there, bye, right? So that's step 1. The other way that you can get it, a lot of coaches will be like, take 2 feet out, and then that's usually like where you're about gonna be, which I would agree with, but I would probably pack it even more because I care more that I have power in my hike position, okay? So that's your setup. All right, moving on. Set it up, stomp, stomp. Grab the bell, drag it towards you, pack the lats, little dip, weight in the heels. What he's gonna do now is hike the bell high into his crotch. So you hike the bell so that you can get that initial hip snap up, right? So he's gonna hike the bell back so I can see it nice and high. And while he's hiking, he's gonna keep his booty low. So he's not hiking and like lifting up a lot and rounding his back. We don't want that. We want that flat back and that lat engagement. And this is where he drives through his hips and powers up for his kettlebell swing. Keep going. Keep going with the kettlebell swing. We're not doing the drills yet. Yeah. So as he does this, it's coming up to shoulder height. He's got nice packed lats still, and he's waiting for that bell to fall. Let gravity do the work. And then he's hinging at his hips, which are pushing back slightly, and he's got that nice athletic stance, right? And it's all from the glutes, all from that battery pack. And he's got that good breathing. You can probably hear it. Yeah, and relax. When he comes back down, he goes between his legs and to the floor, and that is your kettlebell swing. That's the demo. Drills to build. He already did the first one. It's a hike. So here are your 3 drills to build up to the kettlebell swing. The first one is the hike, which is just focusing on bringing this bell nice and high into the crotch. Arms are packed by the lats again, okay? Cool, not too bad. We love that, right? Drill number 2 is going to be a dead stop swing. It is 1 rep of the kettlebell swing, and the purpose is to teach you how to power up, but also how to safely put the bell back down on the ground. Because I cannot tell you the amount of times I've been in a gym, and if this is you, no shame in the game, and people have started their swings like this, right? And then they've ended their swings like this. You are at full force power. You're just gonna park that right there. You wanna always go between your legs, right? And then drop your ass to the floor and put the bell right down where you got it. So if my bell starts here, it's gonna end here. I'm gonna hike up, do all of my kettlebell swings, and then end it right where it started by kind of coming out of that swing motion and dropping my glutes lower back into that little like squat thing, letting it flow onto the ground. So let's do a couple dead stop swings for them. Instead of the hike, now you're powering straight up into the air with vertical force, comes between the legs and to the floor. Hike, hip snap, back, down. Hike, hip snap, back, down. And you can see that it's hinge, floor, hinge, up, hinge, floor, hinge, up, hinge, floor. All right? I love it. Let's actually do some dead stop swings. I would love to see them. I see you guys are already doing them. So Joshua, I'm going to put you up. Nice. Good. All right, first thing I notice, other than this looks really good, is that the bell is starting too far away from you, right? So your armpits are like really dragged out there. I want you to drag the bell towards you before you start. So let's just sit in this setup position, right? Flat back, and then break the bell in half, pack those lats in really good before we go anywhere. Yeah. Does those feel strong to you? Like, can you drag the bell towards you a little more? Ooh, there you go. Can we get the booty any lower? Yeah, there you go. Cool. Now we want to hike the bell from there. Yes. Good. Okay, pause. First of all, I mean, it gets tiring on the quads, right? To be that low in that position. I get it, but that is the starting position. Like, it is almost squat-like. We want the quads to be burning. Second thing is you just found one of the things that we're going to say, what can go wrong, right? So what can go wrong is called dancing toes, which is why, you know, that little like stomp we did into the ground. I want you to grip the freaking floor. All that force is coming from your feet. So if your feet are not connected to the ground, right? That's why kettlebell people are weird and we always train barefoot. Then the entire chain is going to go bye-bye, right? So let's try it again. Really work those toesies into the ground. Toes and heels planted. Yep. Good. And then you're going to think hike, snap, exhale. Hike, snap, exhale. Good. Straight into the air and to the floor. Good. Know where you're going. Know where you're going. You got it. You got this. Back to the ground. Yes. Yep. Did that feel better? Because that looked really solid.
Yeah, being grounded for sure helped.
Awesome.
I love the lats as well. And yeah.
I think the lats is going to be the biggest thing because we said like drag the bell as close as you can to yourself so that it's not pulling you forward, right? And you got a good starting position. Kay, you want to go for some of these dead stop swings? Yeah, let's see it. Let's get that camera set up. Let's get in it. Ooh, hell yeah. We are chipping away at this, y'all. I love it. Nice. Drag it towards you. Good. It's okay. You had it perfect first. Now the bell's a little too far away in that setup, right? So put it even closer to you. Yeah. Now I want you to just do the setup. Just sit in that setup. Just hang out in it, right? Good. Break the bell in half. Bounce a little bit in the heels and the glutes. Angle the bell towards you, right? Make it an extension of your arms. And then hike it. So on the floor, starts on the floor. Now hike really high, snap. Okay, cool. One more time.
1 second.
Yeah. Okay. So sit so we're just gonna follow my words, right? Yeah, sit the hips back, angle the bell towards you, snap it in half, and then you wanna, yep, okay, cool. I see what's happening. So let me chat real quick. What I'm seeing is you have this beautiful setup, right? Like you have the mobility to get ass to grass, like you are here, right? But then you're kind of just like lifting it up. We want to see you hike it back. Instead of lifting up, you're actually hiking back behind you, right? You're like, bye, kettlebell. And then this is what gets you here.
I was misunderstanding you. That's what I was so confused. I understood hike was meant bringing it forward.
Yeah, so you're gonna
Let's try that again.
snap back and then up, back, down, back, up, back, down. Good, let's see it. Back, up. Yes. Good. Back, down, back, up, back, down. Awesome. All right, looking good, Kay. So, how'd that feel? Better?
Better, definitely better.
Cool. Now, I'm picking on you a little more, but it's all out of love. So what I noticed, what size is your bell?
12 kilos.
Pounds?
12 kilos.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's pretty good. You're kind of dragging up with your arms a little bit. Like it's not very snappy. It's a little slower of a swing. So this is like one of those things where I can totally go through the motions, right, of a kettlebell swing, and it looks like I'm kettlebell swinging, but I'm not kettlebell swinging because I'm like really using my arms, right? I want to be able to see you like forcefully drive through your feet and snap your hips, and that's what's driving the bell. And that's going to look different. So here, I'm using my arms to drag the bell. Here, I'm using my hips, right? And hopefully you see the difference in that power of like, my hips are driving the bell and then the bell's coming down, but my arms are like not doing the work, right? Thanks, Kenny. See you in a little bit. Bye. All right. So sorry, somebody was leaving the room. So yeah, I want to be able to see you really forcefully at the top, that tension creation. We're squeezing the quads, right? We're squeezing the core. We're squeezing the glutes, and that is powering straight up into the ceiling. So a lot of people will think that the swing is like a horizontal movement, right? But I want you to think your force is vertical, because if we're here and then we are like, I want to like shoot to the freaking moon, that's what's going to get that amount of power for the kettlebell to come straight up, right? And I know that it's kind of arms because I see you going a little higher than chest level. So I'm like, if we get more of those hips involved, we're just going to be smooth as butter there, all right?
Question. Do you have
so really power force and power generation.
Do you think that has something to do with the weight?
Yeah, that's why I asked you what weight. When we have a heavier weight, we are forced to use power.
Okay,
so
that
I
makes
was like,
sense. I swing 31 pounds.
yeah,
I just these for the training, but I swing it's somewhere there, 31 pounds. So maybe that's
I would try some swings with that then and see how they feel, because the swing is a lower body movement. So our swing weight should always be heavier. Like we are not using our overhead weight for our swing weight. Our swing weight should be heavier so that it kind of like forces us to have that good form. I'm not saying so heavy that like we're not comfortable with our form and we grab something too heavy too soon, but we really want to have to be forced to create that momentum, you know?
I'll bring the big girl out.
Bring the big girl out. Yeah. Yeah. Joshua's like, yes, grab the big one. Okay. So we're getting the big one for Kay. She's going to show us some heavy swings. And then we will move on to the last portion of swings. Oh yeah, Bill's got some swings going. Nice. So we want to go just to that shoulder level. Ooh, so just try regular swings, right? I want to see you do a couple reps here. Good. Yes, you're thinking of jumping into the sky, into the ceiling. Oh my God, these look so powerful. Don't they look so powerful, Benji? Wow, yes, Joshua's giving you claps. Benji's giving you claps. Girl, you're good. You're good. A++, star, star, star. You get extra credit and all of the above. Good job. Oh man, I haven't had water in like 90 minutes, so excuse me. But what I was gonna say is it seems like, I could be wrong, Kay, but the dead stop swing is new to you. So that could be one that you can have some fun with and like keep getting better and better at, because the dead stop swing is not just a beginner move. It takes more power to generate a single rep of the kettlebell swing than it does to continuously do them. So if you want to like add dead stop swings into your workout at some point, that could be fun. Like a set of 8 to 10 dead stop swings like kills the hamstrings and kills the thighs. And yeah, it's a good workout.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Of course. Of course. All right. So Benji's making me drink water. Okay. That was disgusting. I'm sorry you had to hear that. All right. So let's talk about the actual kettlebell swing. I think we know what's going on there, but you take what we put together in the hike and in the dead stop swing, and you just keep going. So really, really key that the hike and the dead stop are going to start with that like squatty hinge position, right? Like ass to grass. Go ahead, Benji. And this is how you start and you end. But once you get into the kettlebell swing, you're not going this low, right? You're doing your regular athletic hinge, up, athletic hinge, back up. So go ahead and show them some reps. Wait for the kettlebell to fall. That's always your biggest fault. There you go. And fire up. Fire straight up into the air using your glutes. This is your battery pack right here. You do not move without it, right? Nothing's happening without the glutes. It's going to shoulder level. That's it. All right. So you just continue them. And when you're ready to drop it, you lower your glutes again. So it goes from there back down to the floor. All right. How are we feeling about those? Kay, we looked at your kettlebell swings. They were phenomenal. So I love you, but we're gonna see if anybody else wants to go. Joshua, are you good with your kettlebell swings? You want to look at them like continuous swings?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Let's go for it. Let's go for it.
All right. I'm going to go heavier too, so I'm going to the 50.
Nice.
50 pounds.
Hell yeah. We're ready for you.
Okay. So starting position, then keep on swinging.
Just keep swinging. Yep. Yes. Strong start. Yep. Nice. Yes. Awesome. Good. You can relax. How'd those feel?
Good. I towards the middle end, I thought about bringing my hips further back, more of a hinge. Yeah. Okay.
I saw that. That was really good. Yep. Because I think what was happening is you tend to have a bit of a shallow hinge, like we talked about, right? So you're kind of here. So your neck is still up. If you were to watch a recording, and we're here, so we're able to create power, but there is a world where we could be here, right? Just like a little further back in that athletic hinge rather than here, we're like there. So I would just keep, like practicing, you know, maybe it's even like rolling out the hammies a little and making sure you're loose and you're ready to go before we do some kettlebell swings.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely going to be my biggest piece of advice there is keeping the chin tucked, getting the hips back, and even just like practice this, right? So like if you have a camera or a mirror, like, are you here or are we here? Like find that athletic hinge stance. It's like a bit of a
I think
deeper
my
bend in the
thing
knee.
is, oh, sorry. I think my thing is to look forward, but I think I should just mentally know that it's okay to look at the grass when
Yep.
I'm doing a pattern.
Yeah, eyes on the horizon. So like out in front or like towards, like I usually look like a little bit out in front of me, and it's just the gaze is forward. The neck is going to be like slightly cranked as long as we're not like here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Oh yeah, I am spotlighted. Cool. Cool. We're going to talk about what goes wrong super duper quick before I let you guys go. All right. So just rapid fire what goes wrong with the swing. The first one is please use the baby bell. We're not going to use bad form. So you can face them for this one. The first one is going like below the knees, right? Yeah, actually face sideways. You were right the first time. So we said hike nice and high into the crotch, but if we go below the knees, so go below the knees and start swinging, and then just don't go into the crotch. It's gonna like mess up the whole swing. I don't think Benji knows how to do bad form, but basically anything down here, right? We're really putting a lot of pressure on our back. That's why we want to keep the shoulders above the hips, above the knees. Because I see a lot of people think, oh, I know a hinge because I do yoga, like I do this, right? So they'll go to do a kettlebell hinge and they'll be completely flat backed, completely. That's not what we want to see in the hinge. We always want that athletic stance, which is going to help us get high into the crotch. Love it. Number 2 is going to be dragging up with the arms, not the hips. We talked about that one. A way you can tell this, though, is first, the lack of explosiveness, right? So it's just like it looks like he's dragging up with his arms, but he's still able to control it. If he had a lighter weight, you might see this in the gym sometimes. So hold it. And it's just like here, when he gets to the top, it's just like holding down. Like you'll see, yeah, you got it. The butt of the bell should always be facing out because we have power generation. So if it's facing down, you already know that that's not coming from the hips and that's coming from the arms, right? You're doing a front raise. You're not doing a kettlebell swing at that point. The next one, we talked about the chest drop. Oh, waiting for the bell to fall. So you heard me talk a little bit about timing, but timing is important, right? So I'm going to stop you. You have a moment of tension where everything is tight, 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 tight. And you just had your hips explode. Now your body's going to relax, like lay off, relax, not like that. And then just let the bell kind of drop down in between your legs. And this is where you get aggressive again. This is where you slam those glutes and you go for your next rep. All right. And the last one is you can get dancing toes and kettlebell swings like we talked about. So you'll just see people go like this and then they start to kind of like stumble around a little bit. Yep. Not the best. Yeah. So that is the kettlebell swing, friends. Good job, Benji. Thank you. I'm going to stick around for questions. The only last thing that I want to tell you guys about, if you will allow me to take about like 2 minutes of your time, is going to be my membership Bedoya Bells, which you guys heard about. I really, truly meant what I said. Like all I care about is sharing value. So really, if you don't want to join, that's totally fine with me. But what you've seen today is truly just the tip of the iceberg. Like here's Kettlebell Confident. We're talking about form. We're getting more confident with it. And then here's training consistently. Here's having your workouts programmed for you so that you know that they have like purpose behind them and progressive overload while still keeping the creativity of kettlebells. Here's having a community that is going to show up live or on demand 3 times a week without fail. Not only that, but they're going to be like calling you out in the group chat and like making sure if you said you're going to do an on demand that like you're going to do it, you know, all those types of things. So you're invited. Please come hang out with the party. It's really fun. It's a great community. 1 second here. I just want to make sure. Yeah. So we have amazing programming. It changes every single month. So we're on a monthly program. You have support from me as your coach. So I think you guys know by now, after spending this hour with me, that I'm a very hands-on, care about you person. I know there's a lot of coaches, a lot of programs, a lot of influencers out there right now where you're not going to get them responding to you. But like, I have a client that's pregnant, and so we're working together one-on-one. I had somebody that she's a runner and she kind of pulled her hamstring running. And so she was like, how can I modify this workout to make it more upper body, right? Or somebody that joined and they were like, you know what, those squats are giving me back pain in class. Like every time I go to class and I have a squat programmed, I'm getting nervous about it. And I was like, cool, let's hop on a 30-minute Zoom and look at your squat form, you know? Because like, once you're my people, and you're going to get the best that I have to offer. You have accountability and consistency because we're in a community, and you're going to gain strength over time, right? So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm all about long-term thinking, long-term results, and building a lifestyle that's going to really be sustainable. So we really focus on how can we just make little habit changes and things like that to support our lifestyle. And we're going to have fun. So Bedoya Bells meets 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. We also have a 10 a.m. Eastern time class. We also have an on-demand and PDF. So even if you're like, I can't make class, you can watch the on-demand. Many, many people do. And even if you don't want to do an on-demand, you just kind of want to get out of your head, shut off the laptop and stuff, you have a PDF you can use. So these are actual chats. You can see, like, we celebrate people's birthdays. Somebody turned 40 years old, so we did 40 swings in class for their birthdays. They like try to push themselves. So, oh, I only did 8 kilograms this week, but you know, next time I want to use my double 12s and stuff like that. They get excited for the next month of programming. The anticipation is burning. They're rocking the on-demand. So that's kind of all the stuff going on inside and behind the scenes in the membership. We have live classes, like I said, and there's a schedule where you can just sign up for them and you can see them all. We have an on-demand library that has all the classes, as well as kettlebell tutorials. So like how to Turkish get up, how to do one-hand swings, like on top of what we covered today, but then some. Yeah, and that is a little bit of the inside system. 3 lives a week, monthly programming, on-demand library. It is $99 per month. I think that it's an insane amount of value inside Bedoya Bells, and I'm happy to go above and beyond for all of my members. And we also offer a 10-day free trial, which I think works so well because you can make sure it fits to your lifestyle first, because I don't want to feel icky about it. Like, I think I have something awesome and I want to invite you into it, but I also want you to feel good about it. So that 10 days free really lets you make sure you try a whole week of classes and see that you're going to use it and see the support you get. So that is my little spiel there. Thank you for staying for it. Oops, you're still seeing? Yeah, okay. That means a really lot to me. I just want to make sure I drop the link in the chat for you guys if you want to like click on it and see it and all that stuff. I'll also email this to you, but all the details are there. So I'll email it to you. And if you want to just check it out, you can. And thank you. So whether we work together in the future or not, we have a workout on Saturday and I'm here for you. So if you had any follow-up questions, we can work through them now, or you can just hit me up over DM, send me a video, all that stuff works. Okay. Joshua, you guys have been amazing. Literally could not ask for more fun people.